How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the three principles, or I'd say pillars, what I go by for my normal life, as well as how we kind of run the business. There's a lot of you who ask about some things that we do in the business, like what do we do with bulk and what we buy our margins at, are things profitable? And I can eventually get to those kind of videos, but it's really hard to talk about those things without really understanding what we base our business on. And those are my three favorite words. Those three words are organization, optimization, and sustainability. Organization is pretty much simple. It's probably based upon my acute OCD that I have. Generally in life, I like to be very organized. I try to keep things very tidy. In the beginning of the day, I usually have a checklist that I write down on a notepad. I'm infamous for having Post-its all over the places. So if you guys ever see me at a show, I have tons of Post-its just because I stock them up very well. I also have notepads at home that I write notes at. If you guys ever ask for a quote, it's usually on a piece of paper. I usually take a picture of it and send it to you guys. But in general, I'm a very organized kind of a person. How that translates to the business is that in our business, we have to be very organized. If you don't have things organized, things are going to be all over the place. Inventory will be all over the place. Your supplies will be all over the place. And can you imagine all the cards in our inventory if they were not organized? And they would just be a pain to figure out where they are. If you guys ever see us at a show, and as you guys have watched in our videos, our binders are very organized. It actually takes me a whole week in order to get them in the way that I want them to, relying back onto my OCD-ness. But if you ask me if we had a card, I could tell you if we had it and exactly where it is because I organized it myself. It's set in a very specific manner because logically in my head, that's what best makes sense to me. That's organization for both my life as well as the business. The second word is optimization. And optimization refers to essentially the efficiency of how one does things. If you can imagine just a generic example of if you had a bunch of errands that you needed to do during the day, but you have to drive all over the place, you kind of want to do the most efficient or optimized route. You don't want to keep on going back and forth. You kind of want to do it in a very smooth motion where you don't have to double back. It just makes sense that you can hit them all in a row. In one of my previous positions, I used to be teaching other managers so they can teach their functional groups of how I did things because I was taking much less time to do tasks than other people on my team. And so I had a couple managers actually watch me and see what I'm doing. And I explained to them exactly what my thought process is and how my windows were set up. Essentially, I was shaving off seconds by not clicking on a window or having this tab open or having this window open in a certain fashion, as opposed to other people having multiple windows open or clicking in different places. It seems kind of small and minuscule that we're talking about seconds here, but we're talking about seconds over a bunch of transactions. Those seconds add up to minutes, and those minutes add up to hours. And if you can spread that across people who are working, we're talking about hours and hours and hours of labor saved. And as you guys all know, time is money. What's one of the things that I kind of excelled in and I continue to do just because I strive for optimization in my life. How that relates to the business, very simple. You can think of how we ship things on eBay. We're a eBay store, so it just makes sense that we kind of do things in a very, I'd say, car assembly line. It's not optimized if you print one single order and you process it and then you ship the card and then you go back to your computer and then once again ship the next item, print it out, and then ship the card. It just makes more sense if you print it all at one time, get it all in a spreadsheet, and then start to ship them all at one time and then take it to the post office. Optimization is super, super important because the more you optimize, the more time you save, and time is money. Now, the last thing, which is the most important thing, and that I probably learned within the last, I'd say, 3-4 years, is sustainability. Sustainability is the fact that something that can be repeated multiple times and not having a, I'd say, negative effect on it. I'll give you one example is that I had a full-time job during the day, and I took it upon myself that I wanted to work a part-time job in the morning because my day job was during the normal 9 to 5 hours. The only time that I can actually pick up another part-time job was very early in the morning. So I decided to work at Starbucks. And so I set myself to work a Starbucks shift from 4 to 8 o'clock. I worked one shift from 4 to 8. It was very grueling. And when you think of a job that starts at 4 a.m., you have to think about the changes you have to enforce on your lifestyle. For me, I had to sleep a lot earlier, made sure I didn't do anything super late in the day because I had to go sleep early. So I had to shift essentially my life schedule a couple hours forward because I wanted to make sure I got done with the day earlier. After that first day of working at Starbucks and then working my regular full-time job, the next day when I was on my hour commute to Starbucks, I realized that, it was very tiring and, it was only a part-time job, but I was sacrificing so much. I was sacrificing sleep, I was sacrificing my lifestyle, and I really understood the fact that, I just can't keep doing this. It's not really sustainable. And so I honestly just just turned my car right around and didn't go to work anymore. I think that's really something important because a lot of people, they get caught up in a job that pays a lot of money, and I get the appeal to that, but they are very, very burnt out, or they just don't like it because either a toxic work environment, or they just don't enjoy what they're doing. They don't find it fulfilling. And I usually ask them, is like, is that sustainable down the line? Is this a career that you want to be doing for, years on end? Is this something that you find yourself doing until you retire? It actually has a lot of people thinking about it, because that's one thing that my wife and I really struggle with when trying to find a career. Is it something that we enjoy doing? Is it something that we actually find fulfillment? And that's something that I encourage everyone to think about. In regards to the business, this is super important because sustainability is everything. Good example is, as a vendor, let's just say I am trying to sell a new customer an item. I can charge them a little bit of more money. I probably feel really good about that. But my customer, he might not really, it might rub him off the wrong way. I beat him up too much. He doesn't think that transaction was worth it, and he's not really happy. Do I think that customer's going to come back? Probably not. If we did another example where I have a brand new customer and I give him a really good deal, I'm really nice to him, he feels that he got something out of it, and I felt like I got a little bit of money, even though I could have squeezed them for a little bit more, I would say that that kind of relationship is sustainable because the customer feels like, I give him a good deal, and maybe down the line I can give him more deals. It doesn't make sense to beat someone up too much and you kind of like burn the bridge, as opposed to just building a bridge with your relationship with your customers, and they'll become happy customers and loyal customers. And this is one of the things that I would like to think that why our customers keep coming back is because we have a sustainable business where people are spending their money with us because we have really fair and cheap prices and we're really friendly. But what do I know? Those are the three things that we kind of run our business and our life with. Tell me you guys' thoughts about what you guys think about this. Really out of the blue kind of a video, but trust me when I explain to you about things, how we do bulk and margins, these three things will be very, very important. But trust me, this will definitely make sense in the bulk video. But thank you guys for watching. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video.